Greetings, Dr. Joseph Martin, Donna Galenqua, and all blessings from Dendrea, the White Buffalo Calf Woman, to all of you watching and listening to these sacred teachings from Spirit. Hehaka Sapa, or Black Elk, is the great visionary medicine man, leader, teacher, a spiritual elder of our times. Black Elk was born again in the physical from Spirit in December of 1863, and after 87 lovely long years, he passed over in August 19th of 1950. Hehaka Sapa is an Ogalalla Sioux, and he was a second cousin of Crazy Horse Tashunkawitko, of whom we did a video just a few days ago. And I've had the great gift and blessing of knowing Black Elk in this life since I was about 11 years of age when I first read Black Elk Speaks by John G. Nyhard, a book which I read many, many times through my teenage years and all the way through till this time now. And has been the substance, I would say, for all the spiritual people who are following the true native medicine way, the good red road, the great seven sacred teachings of the people. And we'll talk about more of that later, but first let's talk about Black Elk and his life. We always want to focus not so much on the actual physical history as the character of the individual and the spirit of the man. Even though he was in a few battles in his early years and was wounded, most of his life he spent as a medicine man. And how did he get started with this? When he was 9 years of age, Hehaka Sapa had a vision when he was in the physical body, but soul astral traveling for a few days when he was quite ill. And during this time, he went and was visited by the WAKINYAN the Thunder Beings, who live in the west of where he was living in the time of the Black Hills of now what is South Dakota. And he was visited also by the six grandfathers of the six directions, meaning east, south, west, north, above, and below. And he was taken to the center of the earth, from which he was given a vision. And I'm going to read you this vision. But before I do, I'd like to say that he was taken to the center of the world, to the center of the earth, to the center. And the seventh direction, of course, is the center, which is in the heart. And Joseph Campbell, the great mythologist, calls this center the place of the center of the universe, the source. And he says, of course, the center is in everybody's heart. And it's the same center, because there's only one heart. Now, here's the comment from Black Elk Speaks that was shared by Black Elk about his vision when he was a 9-year-old. And while I stood there, I saw more than I can tell, and understood more than I saw. For I was seeing in a sacred manner the shapes of all things in spirit, and the shape of all shapes as they must live together like one being. And I saw that the sacred hoop of my people was one of many hoops that made one circle, wide as daylight and starlight, and in the center grew one mighty flowering tree to shelter all the children of one mother and one father. And I saw that it was holy. It was Wakan, meaning holy in Ogalalla Sioux language and Lakota Sioux language from Wakan Tonka, who is the creator in our way, in the Sioux Lakota language. Now, Hehaka Sapa went on to have many great visions throughout his life, which is why he's considered by many to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, medicine men people of the 20th century and our time still today. For the major thing I'd like to share with you is this fact that all of the great First Nations medicine teachers who follow the sacred traditional medicine path have been widely instructed and supported by the spirit of Hehaka Sapa and his teachings, as was found in the books by John G. Nyhart, Black Elk Speaks, and also another book called The Sixth Grandfather. And there are two books also by Joseph Epes Brown. One is called The Sacred Pipe, The Seven Sacred Ceremonies or Rituals of the Ogalalla Sioux, of which we've spoken in a previous video on the Seven Sacred Medicine Teachings. And also another book by Brown of Black Elk's teachings called The Spiritual Legacy of the American Indian. Now, everyone that I know, my fellow brothers and sisters who share these medicine teachings from Spirit, and they are traditional and they are of time immemorial, they are of our ancestors and they are of our true-hearted Spirit, the good red road, they are of the Unkwehuwe Neha, the true-hearted Spirit person. And so everyone from those involved in the political movement like the American Indian movement of the 1960s and 70s and 80s and beyond up until our time now, and all those who share the great blessings of the medicine teachings of the Sweat Lodge, of the Sacred Pipe, of the Medicine Wheel, of all the other teachings that we use, including the sweet medicines, feathering, and so on, have garnered and gained many rich blessings and knowledge and wisdom in particular from the man Black Elk, Hehaka Sapa, whose spirit still resides with us today, doesn't it? So we honor and we bless and we thank this man who spent his entire life journeying around and sharing his teachings and blessings, including with his nephew Frank Fools Crow, who was a great spiritual medicine man as well in his own right. And there are many others as well. So blessings upon his soul as well. What we need to say is that should you be impulsed by Spirit to find and know and live by the good red road of these seven sacred teachings and these visions, and finding your own seventh direction, that is your heart center, in order to live a holy life, a sacred life, which is absolutely in tune and in the flow of our sacred Mother Earth Dendrea and the white buffalo calf woman, and all our relations, meaning all the elements, all the herbs, the minerals, the rocks, the crystals, the trees, the flowers, the plants, the things that sustain us for food and for beauty, the sky, the waters, below the earth, the stars in the heavens, and all the animals, the sacred animal spirits, and find your own medicine animal spirit and find your own power song to sing from your heart, from the inside out, to give you life, courage, and most of all, hope. So there likely will be other videos on Hehaka Sapa and the seven sacred teachings of our traditional ancestral native ways, but I just want to share with you now the beauty and the glory and the wisdom and the character, the simple, humble, beautiful character of Hehaka Sapa at this time. And may his light be an illumination for you. And as you read perhaps Black Elk Speaks, which I highly encourage you to read, along with the Sacred Pipe, that you will find the blessings of Hehaka Sapa. And throughout all the many hundreds of sweat lodges that I used to give since 1972 here in Mother Earth, Black Elk, Hehaka Sapa, along with all the other First Nations great spiritual medicine native teachers and elders and medicine people have blessed and graced our sweats and given great healings to those who were involved. And I just want to thank and bless them for this great honor of carrying their energy within my heart. All blessings to you from Dendrea, the great white buffalo calf woman, and may the eagle spirit and the purity of the eagle spirit's knowledge and wisdom always come to you and bless your heart and your mind and your consciousness as you raise yourself up into the great light and honor Mother Earth. All light and blessings. Love, Donna Galenqua.